So we've been putting Wanda through the ringer recently, as if she hadn't been through enough already. We've been throwing her up against the likes of Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, Jean Grey, and Wonder Woman. And you know what? Scarlet Witch has actually done pretty well for herself. But today, with WandaVision all wrapped up, we know just how powerful this girl really is. Well, we're throwing her up against her biggest test so far, Thor, the God of Thunder.
Is he asleep?
No. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
So who's coming out on top here? Let's find out. Alright, now before we get into the breakdown, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn on notifications for more great videos like this one every single day. All good? You subscribed yet? Okay, great. Now let's get into it. And first things first, well, I want to take a closer look at the god in this fight. And no, I'm not talking about Wanda, even though she pretty much is godlike. No, I'm talking about the real god here, Thor. So what about Thor? Well, just for starters, he goes around calling himself the Strongest Avenger.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
And the thing is, he can kinda back it up.
Doesn't sound right.
Well, it's true.
He's been able to overpower Iron Man, overpower Loki, even overpower and stop Hulk. On top of that, he was also able to send Hulk absolutely flying with one good swing from a makeshift giant hammer. R.I.P. Mjolnir, gone but never forgotten. And that was all pre-awakening, pre-God mode. After that, well, he restarted the Forge. Nidavellir is one of the 9 realms. It's an entire array of rings and machines surrounding a dying star. While we don't have any exact size, when you hear Nidavellir, I want you to think big. And Thor just goes in there and basically restarts Nidavellir with his bare hands and broke that ice just by pushing really, really hard. I mean, yeah, granted, he had a little help from Rocket and his little spaceship, but that was mostly all Thor. Then in Endgame, well, Thor was even able to hold his own against Thanos in a grappling match for Stormbreaker, all while Thor was on his back and Thanos was standing over him and leaning in. Now I freaking love this, because usually when someone gets you in a position like this and is holding you down, well, he's gotcha. Just ask John Wick. But not Thor. Thor was actually able to survive and hold him off. Real impressive, and shows just how strong he is. And just like Thor's super strong, he's also super tough. The guy knows how to take a beating. He was right at the center of both the Rainbow Bridge explosion, the explosion of Sokovia. He even took a point-blank blast to the head from the Power Stone. He's been smacked around by Iron Man, Ultron, Curse, and definitely Hulk. Seriously, Hulk loves punching Thor, but he just took a punch from Hulk in Avengers and smiled. And he's even been beat up by Hulk so bad that he began to see his dead dad. Yet in all of those cases, Thor was never knocked out. Sometimes he went on to technically win the fight, like with Hulk. And other times he was just toying with them, like with Ultron. He even just got pummeled by Thanos, similar to the beating that Hulk took, if not worse, yet wasn't knocked out and continued fighting. And then, of course, we gotta circle back around to the Forge. I mean, the guy survived the heat, force, and power of a neutron star for almost a full minute. Nothing that anyone else has done in the MCU is more impressive than that, in my opinion. Arguably nothing that anyone has done in any comic book movie ever is more impressive than that. Then to top it all off, as if Thor wasn't powerful enough already, well, now he's got Stormbreaker, Mjolnir 2.0, the hammer's bigger, badder cousin.
No, give me that. You have the little one.
It's overpowered a blast from the Infinity Gauntlet. It got Thanos right in the chest, nearly killed him, and later, well, it did kill Thanos. Then there's his lightning. It'll take down multiple Leviathans at once, while Jarvis told Tony the Iron Man suit would actually run out of power before he even pierced the hide. Thor helped melt Ultron's vibranium body. He summoned a giant lightning blast, basically the size of a freaking mountain, and even knocked Thanos back with a lightning blast. I mean, to sum it all up, Thor is a god, and he's about as powerful as you'd imagine a god would be. But then what about Wanda? Well, so here's the thing. There are basically three different aspects of Scarlet Witch's powers that we gotta talk about here. Her telekinesis, her telepathy, and then her chaos magic. And just starting out, just looking at her telekinesis, the stuff she's doing is kinda insane. I mean, let me put it this way. As it stands right now, there are two people in the MCU who have broken through vibranium. Thanos and Scarlet Witch. When Vision cut down that control tower in Civil War, well, Scarlet Witch was there to pick it right back up again. She launched a crap ton of cars on top of Iron Man, sent Vision just plummeting way, way down into the earth, and threw some massive boulders at Thanos. Wanda was even able to block a downward strike from Thanos and his sword. A strike where Thanos was absolutely putting all of his weight and power behind it. And remember, it was this same kind of strike that was powerful enough to break apart Captain America's shield. And yet Wanda was able to hold it back, even hold it back with just one hand. We can also compare this to when Thanos had Thor on the ropes, because both times Thanos was pushing down with all his weight. But it was actually Wanda who was able to overpower him in that moment, not Thor. To top it all off, Scarlet Witch pushed back against a Leviathan, the same thing that Hulk did. She's managed to stop an oncoming wave of Threshers, hold them way up in the air, then send them crashing to the ground, taking out a ton of Thanos' army in the process, and even lift Thanos up into the air and squeeze down on top of him, forcing to order an airstrike at the expense of his own troops just to be able to escape her. Wanda can do so much of her telekinesis, it's not even funny. And like we said, that's just one aspect of Scarlet Witch's powers. Wanda is also a powerful telepath. I mean, starting out in Age of Ultron, she managed to take out every Avenger by playing mind games with them. Well, every Avenger except Hawkeye. Once again, just proving that Hawkeye is the best Avenger out there. And I'll stand by that one. They never lost a fight when Hawkeye was there. The one time they did lose and let Thanos kill half the universe, well, surprise, surprise, Clint wasn't there. That Hawkeye could have stopped him.
I knew I should have stretched.
Anyways, Scarlet Witch is also able to use her telepathy to control pretty much everyone in Sokovia and control everyone in Westview for who knows how long. Days at least. Could have been weeks or even months. Really don't know. And she had so much control over their minds that they did whatever she wanted them to do, no matter if it was hurting them in the process. And they couldn't access any of their own memories. Couldn't even remember who they were. And like we saw in the Age of Ultron, she was able to do this against Thor. So he's not immune to her attacks. Turns out she's pretty sneaky too. And then finally we gotta talk about her chaos magic. Now we haven't seen a whole lot of her chaos magic in the MCU yet. It's definitely not up to the same level as it is in the comics. But in the MCU, Wanda was able to use this magic to construct and live within Westview. But she's also able to exit the hex surrounding the town and exist in the real world, and even manipulate and control the hex at will. To top it all off, it's looking like Scarlet Witch is now practicing her magic. So as powerful as she is here, she's only going to get more and more powerful from here on out. That's a scary thought. But we're not talking about some hypothetical Scarlet Witch here. We're not going to wait till she's done training and learning all her new magic mumbo jumbo. No. The question on the table today is Scarlet Witch powerful enough as she is right now to take down Thor? And I'm going to go out on a limb and say, yeah, she is. Now, my big worry for Wanda would be her durability. Thor can take her attacks just like Thanos did, but Wanda can't take Thor's attack to the same extent. Luckily, Scarlet Witch is surprisingly fast. She'll be able to block quite a few attacks coming her way, but I'm actually putting more stock behind her versatility to win her the fight, not her speed. Wanda can attack Thor telepathically, take him out that way. She's done it in the past. She can attack him telekinetically. She's done it against more powerful guys in the past, and all her new chaos magic and all the powers that come along with it are now just the icing on the cake. I think Thor will get his. He'll get some wins and won't go out a fight. And I actually think this is about as good a fight as you're going to find in the MCU, throwing Avenger against Avenger. But Kevin Feige said that Scarlet Witch is the most powerful hero in the MCU. And seeing everything she can do now, how much power she's packing, I'm starting to believe him. So yeah, as it stands right now, gonna have to get this one over to Wanda Maximoff, the Scarlet Witch. The Scarlet Witch wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Who do you think wins this fight? Thor or Scarlet Witch? Also be sure, hit that like button, subscribe button, and turn notifications, join the Fanco army, and I will see y'all next time.